And now, Mrs. Kelly, I would like to have you meet...
Mr. Dowd?
Elwood P. Let me give you one of my cards.
Mr. Dowd, I'm Dr. Lyman Sanderson, Dr. Chumley's assistant out here.
Good for you. Glad to know you. How are you, Doctor?
Well, that's going to depend on you, I'm afraid. You've met Miss Kelly, Mr. Dowd.
I've had that pleasure. And I would like for both of you to meet a very special friend
Later
of mine.
on, be glad to.
Okay.
Won't you be seated? Because first I'd like to...
Miss Kelly.
Sit down, Kelly. Is that chair quite comfortable, Mr. Dowd?
Yes, it is. Would you care to try it?
No, thank you. How about an ashtray? Can we get Mr. Dowd an ashtray? Mr. Dowd, is it too warm in here? Could I open a window?
Mr. Dowd, Dr. Sanderson would like to know if you'd like him to open a window.
Oh, that's entirely up to him. I wouldn't presume to live his life for him.
Mr. Dowd, I can see you're not the type of person to be taken in by any high-flown phrases or beating around the bush.
Is that so, Doctor?
You have us at a disadvantage. You know it, and we know it. Let's lay the cards on the table.
Oh, well, that certainly appeals to me, Doctor.
Best way in the long run. People are people no matter where you go.
That's very often the case.
And being human are therefore liable to mistakes. Miss Kelly and I, well, we've made a terrible mistake here this afternoon, Mr. Dowd, and we'd like to explain it to you.
Oh, it wasn't Dr. Sanderson's fault. It was all my fault.
A human failing, as I said.
Oh, but I find it very interesting, nevertheless. You and Miss Kelly here. This afternoon, you say?
We do hope you'll understand, Mr. Dowd.
Oh, yes. I mean, after all, these things are often the beginning of a long and warm friendship.
And the responsibility is, of course, not hers, but mine.
Your attitude may be old-fashioned, Doctor, but I like it.
Now, if I had seen your sister first, that would have been an entirely different story.